Hi, I'm Daniel, and I'm a freshman, and so this is my testimony reflecting back on Mexico. So this was my second time going to Mexico after last year's trip, and I think it was a very good experience for me. So before going to Mexico, I had this mindset that I was gonna try to make this year's trip a better experience than last year's by trying harder with my own efforts. And since I thought that, I kind of knew what to expect as far as everything went. I thought that my own efforts would help me feel like I had a better time this time. And even during the training, like I didn't really try to focus or get something out of it because I thought it was just the same thing over again. And this mindset that I knew what I was doing and I didn't really have to think about what was going on. Just try harder when I get there. This mindset did not long last after arriving in Mexico, because after our first date, I did not know if I had done a really good job as I expected. And I felt that I had not done everything I could have for the team. I felt like I played a little too much and had a really bad attitude the whole time. And so I had these thoughts filling up my head that I should have done a little more. And by the time we had our first sharing time, I just felt very heavy in my heart. But they say God is a God who meets us in our time of failure to pick us back up and redeem us. So, when I went to Pastor Danny to ask him to pray for me, he told me that man sees what you do, but God sees why you did it. And that's when I realized that it's not really about what I do, but the heart I have behind it. And that everything that we were doing, it wasn't for me, but it was for God. And I felt very ashamed that I had this pride inside of me, and I was very thankful that I was redeemed again by realizing my mistake. And so this encounter totally changed my attitude completely for the rest of the mission trip. And God used the rest of the mission trip to just teach me and make it a learning experience. And so during the next few days, God revealed to me many of the flaws I have as a person. And most of them are kind of addressed to me by Pastor Jacob, talked to me through every single day, separately. So not many people know them, but some things that he talked to me about, that I have a hard time, whenever I mess up, I have a hard time admitting that I did wrong, or that I argue a little too much if I think I'm right. And after talking to him about this, I kind of feel glad that he actually that God used Pat Jacob to do that, because I'd rather know how I'm messing up and have someone tell me than to live not knowing what I'm doing wrong. And I don't want to forget all that I felt now that I come back from Mexico, but continue to apply and keep it in mind to make myself a better person. And I'm very thankful that God gave me this opportunity this year to go to Mexico. I learned so much about myself as a person. And I know I'll never be the same because God really touched my heart. And I know I will continue to fail and make mistakes the same way, but at least now I know that God will always meet me in these times of failure. And they say God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.